Imagine waking up one morning in southern Bhutan and seeing something that has never existed before. Across the landscape of Gelephu, along the banks of the Mao River, 108 sacred Buddhist chortans stand in a magnificent procession. Each one is 15 meters high. Each one is separated from the next by exactly 108 meters. And on one extraordinary day, thousands of Bhutanese volunteers will come together to raise all 108 structures. That day is planned for 1st November 2026. This is Project 108. But this is not simply a construction project. It is a story about faith. It is a story about history. It is a story about Bhutanese identity. It is a story about community. And perhaps most importantly, it is an attempt to demonstrate what a nation can accomplish when thousands of people unite behind a single purpose. The vision of this project is to create 108 Jangchub Chortens in Gelephu Mindfulness City, forming a physical line of prayer across the southern foothills of Bhutan. But why 108? Why Chortens? Why Gelephu? And why build all of them in a single day? To understand Project 108, we need to go much deeper than the numbers. The project calls for 108 Jangchub Chortens, or Stupas of enlightenment, to be raised in Gelephu Mindfulness City. Each chorten will be approximately 15 meters tall. The 108 chortens will be positioned in a single line along the Mao Chhu, with approximately 108 meters between each structure. Together, they will form a corridor stretching for roughly 12 kilometers. This means Project 108 will not simply create a collection of monuments, it will create a procession. One chorten, then another, until the landscape itself becomes a continuous spiritual statement. The Project 108 is a physical form of prayer. The intention is not merely to build something impressive. The intention is to create something sacred, something that future generations can see, walk around, pray beside, and remember. To understand the significance of Project 108, we first need to understand what a Jangchub Chorten represents. In Buddhist tradition, the Jangchub Chorten is associated with enlightenment. The Stupa of enlightenment will be constructed to commemorate the Buddha's attainment of enlightenment. It represents the Buddha overcoming obstacles and attaining enlightenment through wisdom, compassion, and unwavering focus. So when Bhutan builds a Jangchub Chorten, it is not simply constructing a beautiful architectural structure. It is creating a sacred representation of the Buddha's path toward enlightenment. In Buddhist understanding, a chorten is also much more than a monument. Sacred texts, mantras, relics, and consecrated materials are placed inside. These inner contents are known as zung. They are considered the spiritual heart of the sacred structure. So the real significance of these chortens will not simply be what people see from the outside. It will also be what is placed within them. Why exactly 108? For centuries, the number has carried deep spiritual meaning across Buddhist traditions. The collection of the Buddha's teachings is traditionally associated with 108 volumes. A traditional Buddhist mala contains 108 beads. There are also traditions referring to 108 afflictive emotions or earthly desires that human beings must overcome. The 108 chortens therefore carry symbolic meaning connected to overcoming these afflictive emotions. So 108 is not simply a number selected because it sounds impressive. It is a number deeply embedded in the spiritual imagination of the region. And Project 108 takes that ancient symbolism and gives it a physical form. 108 chortens, 108 meters apart, one continuous sacred procession. But Project 108 has another fascinating historical connection. The number 108 is already deeply associated with Bhutan's Buddhist heritage. According to historical and religious accounts, the Tibetan King Songtsen Gampo is traditionally believed to have built 108 temples across the Himalayan region in a single day. Two temples associated with this tradition are located in Bhutan. They are Kichu Lakhang in Paro and Jambai Lakhang in Bumthang. These are among Bhutan's most revered and historically significant temples. The traditional story says that the temples were built as part of an effort to subdue an evil ogress who was believed to obstruct the spread of Buddhism. Whether viewed through the lens of religious tradition, historical memory, or cultural mythology, the story has survived for centuries. And now, more than 1,000 years later, Bhutan is creating a new chapter around the number 108. But there is an important difference. Songtsen Gampo's 108 temples belong to the religious history and legends of the Himalayan Buddhist world. Project 108 is a contemporary Bhutanese initiative. It is deliberately looking backward and forward at the same time. It draws inspiration from Bhutan's spiritual past, while placing that symbolism within the emerging Gelephu Mindfulness City. Think about the geographical journey. From the sacred temples of Paro and Bumthang, Bhutan's Buddhist heritage has developed across centuries. And now, in southern Bhutan, Gelephu is being envisioned as a new center of economic, social, and spiritual activity. This makes Project 108 particularly interesting. Gelephu Mindfulness City is not being presented simply as another urban development project. Its vision combines economic development with ideas of mindfulness, sustainability, and well-being. Project 108 fits directly into that broader narrative. The message is clear. Modern development does not necessarily have to mean abandoning tradition. Instead, Bhutan is attempting to place spiritual identity at the heart of its vision for the future. That is a bold proposition, and Project 108 may become one of the most visible expressions of it. Perhaps the most extraordinary part of Project 108 is not the number of chortans. It is the plan to raise them all together. On 1st November 2026, all 108 chortans are scheduled to be raised simultaneously. The foundations and preparatory work are being undertaken beforehand, but the final act is intended to happen together. One day, one coordinated effort. 108 locations, thousands of people. The official project website says that around 4,000 volunteers will be required for the final build day. That number is enormous for Bhutan, and it raises an obvious question. Why not build them one by one? Why create such an enormous logistical challenge? The answer appears to be as much symbolic as practical. The project is intended to demonstrate collective action. It is about the idea that many individual efforts can become one extraordinary national achievement. One person alone cannot build 108 chortans in one day, but 4,000 people working together might. And that is precisely the message. The 108 chortans will be built by volunteers coming from different walks of life. School children, farmers, civil servants, public servants, retirees, monks, members of the Bhutanese diaspora, people with different professions, different experiences, and different circumstances. But on that particular day, they will have one shared task: to build 108 chortans together. But something is happening behind the scenes that many people may never see. The preparation of the zung, the sacred inner contents of the chortans. The sacred scriptures and mantras are being rolled by hand as part of the preparations. His Holiness, the Jangchub, offered 120 sacred ringsul for the project. But every major project comes with a financial reality. The estimated cost of raising one Jangchub Chorten is around $200,000. For 108 chortans, that represents a very substantial undertaking. It is not intended simply as an engineering showcase, but as a collective spiritual offering dedicated to peace, compassion, and remembrance. Eventually, 1st November 2026 will end. The volunteers will go home, the crowds will disappear, but the 108 chortans will remain. They will face the changing seasons. They will witness the transformation of Gelephu. Children who participate today may return decades later with their own children. They may say, "I was here. I helped build this. I remember that day." And that is how monuments become part of national memory. Not simply because they are large, but because people attach their own stories to them. Because the chortans will not stand as isolated objects. They will form a line following the river, a line connecting communities, a line connecting history and the future. a line connecting Bhutan's spiritual heritage with its emerging modern identity, and perhaps, symbolically, a line connecting people to one another. The world has many iconic monuments: the Great Wall of China, the Taj Mahal, the Great Pyramid. But what makes it truly unique is the plan to raise all 108 on a single day, 1st November 2026, with around 40,000 volunteers. This is not simply about building monuments. It is about people building together, praying together, and creating something together. Project 108 represents collective spirit. One day, 108 chortans, 40,000 volunteers, one shared vision. Thank you and subscribe for more videos.